We came to wreck everything and ruin your life.
Hey y'all, we're back in test server again, and I'm going to try to go through this kind of quickly and take a look at a couple things, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some Arthur gameplay, and there's two things I really want to look at here. When the test server was being released, when they announced the test server for this weekend, one of the things that was, or I should say one of the notes from the test server, it said, I believe the word they used was huge change to machine gun mechanics. Alright, so that was really vague, and is really unclear what it was they were talking about, but I want to clear some of this up, and just so that we know exactly what it is that they're talking about. They are, as best as I can tell, they are specifically talking about the Avenger. It is, and everybody knows it is one of the most common, one of the most popular heavy weapons in the game. And for good reason. I mean, it costs gold to purchase, but after that it's reasonable to upgrade, even to get it to Mark II level 12. It's a really effective heavy weapon to use for the cost. It's especially for a free player. It has its drawbacks, it has its cons. There are trade-offs, and while it says 500 meter range, you're not getting 100% effectiveness out of the Avenger until you are somewhere under 300 meters. So, but anyway, that's I'm getting into the weeds, and that's not really what I want to show you. What I do want to point out here is that when you look at damage, here on the upper left-hand side, damage, it says 510. That's per round. And here's what I want to show you. Let's switch tabs over to here. Alright, so here we have, this is looking at the wiki, War Robots fandom wiki. These are the stats for the Avenger at level 8. And you'll see right there in the middle where it's highlighted, it says 580. So that's 580 per round. And then if we go back here to the test server, we're looking at 510 per round. So that is, I guess, about a 12% decrease at level 8. So I don't know if it's 12%, from level 1 all the way up to Mark II level 12. If that's the case, at Mark II level 12, that means each round would be doing 880. Which is just a little bit above Mark I level 12 stats now, which I believe is 835 or 865 or something like that. I'm not positive. So, anyway, when they say a huge change to the mechanics, to machine gun mechanics, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about Avengers. Avenger really is not my preferred heavy weapon in the current meta, mostly with high resistance bots, and that's going to be Phantom, Leech, to some degree Fenrir. The place where the machine guns make the most sense, though, is against something like Arthur with the physical shields, because of the increased damage. It's such a large target that even though the machine guns are not terribly accurate at distance, Arthur is a huge target, and that shield is going to take a lot of the hits. You're not going to miss a whole lot. And I haven't tested it, so I don't know for sure to see at what range you're actually doing that you're at 100% accuracy. So, the shields have, in this case on the test server, the shield is over 1 million hit points. So the two shields combined. The Avengers at Mark II level 12 are capable of doing Currently, I want to say it's 880,000 damage on full magazines. So something like the Aljun makes it an excellent vehicle with its ability damage to take out an Arthur shield, and you're actually going to be doing damage directly to Arthur because of the fire also. So again, there are pros and cons. This is like you know, like paper, rock, scissors. There are choices. These are good things. I don't agree with a nerf to Avengers at all at this point. I don't think they should be. I think as long as the meta is what it is, I don't think, and I know Manny talks about it, Adrian talks about it, and I don't agree that something like Aljun is OP. I don't agree that you can say Aljun is OP as long as there are other things out there like Phantom and Leech. I don't see the Aljuns and machine guns as much in champs as I'm seeing Phantom and Leech right now. So that's my thoughts on that. But the other focus of the test server is going to be this. It's going to be Titan modules. So in this Lunar New Year event, with the 5.7 update, they unlocked the Titan module slots. Alright, so we know this. And there are 2 modules that have not been released yet. So they released the Titan versions of heavy armor kits and the thermonuclear reactor. So the reactor version, I'm sorry, let's go back here. Antimatter reactor. That's the Titan version of the thermonuclear reactor. Alright, and then come up here, let's look at plated armor kit. Again, Titan version of the heavy armor kit. What I am specifically testing out in this test server are the self-fix units. So what they've done on this test server, they've actually increased the self-repair hit points from 410 per second to 820 per second. So it's doubled from last weekend's test server. So what I'm going to show you after this is I've got, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so of some Arthur video of just using Arthur with the self-fix. And I stacked 3 of them here on Arthur like this because of this universal slot down here on the bottom. You can run anything on the universal slot. So you can run armor, you can run reactors, you can run these defense modules, and I chose to use a 3rd self-fix unit. And then those are also what I used in the 2 defense module slots. So with the hit points of the shield, I wasn't really concerned about, you know, adding more durability. I want to see how well these self-fix modules were going to work on Arthur. Arthur's weakness, being slow, is especially if, let's say you're going up against an Arthur and there are 2 of you. If you have a buddy with you, one is in front of Arthur, one gets behind Arthur, whatever. You keep Arthur moving, you keep moving around Arthur. You can't focus on everybody at the same time. So I really want to try this out with the self-repair, and I really like it. I think where it is now, I think these make sense on Arthur. So, and that's, you know, subjective to how I play and what I want to use, and it may not be what everybody wants. I didn't focus on other things. I wanted to focus on what I would use if I'm playing, so take that for what it's worth. Saki with Sinister Sages. If you see this, I did this one for you on my personal account. I don't use an Arthur. I haven't purchased a Titan. I just use Kid. On your recommendation, I went with Arthur, and you'll see in the gameplay. I really liked it. I think it worked really well. And so on that note, I'm going to end this part, and we're going to get into some gameplay and let you see how all that went. And I was actually I was reasonably impressed. I think it did really well. Right now, without knowing what the new Titans are going to be that are coming out this year, I think they said 2 new Titans would be released. You know, as of right now, if I had to pick, if I were going to get another Titan, it would be Arthur. So this is the way I would go, and I'm going to show you why. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Any questions, comments, anything. I don't know if you want to, you know, I don't care. I got 6 kids. You say what you want. I'll try to answer any questions I can. I just try to have fun with this stuff. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to turn it over to the gameplay, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for coming by.